Hello, hello, sweet honeybees. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day today. I wanted to come on here and talk about something that has been extremely relevant in my life the last couple of weeks, and that's definitely relevant to this community building project that I am currently trying to bring to life. And honestly, it's really relevant to my life in general. I want to talk about the concept of trauma dumping because to me, in my world, trauma dumping does not exist. My entire life, I have always just kind of been that person that people gravitate towards to talk about difficult things that they are going through within their lives, problems that they're having. I have always just kind of been this space for people to come to. There's just something about my energy that draws people in, and people just have a tendency to open up to me. And over the last couple of days, yesterday in particular, it happened twice in a row. And these people were just apologizing to me for trauma dumping on me when I'm just like, no, I asked for it. I literally told you if you want to talk about something, you can talk about it. You know, I want to be that person that is there for other people because as human beings, we all want that connection. We all want to be validated and supported by other humans. We want to feel seen. We want to be heard. And we go through these difficult things within our lives, and we don't want to feel alone in the experiences that we've had. And we live in this society that creates this sense of being alone because people tell you it isn't okay to talk about hard feelings. It isn't okay to talk about uncomfortable topics. It isn't okay to reach out and need support. Uh, People make others out to be burdens or negative because they're talking about their traumas and their experiences because they're trying to find some kind of support system or feel less alone in the weight that they are carrying. And that doesn't do anything beneficial for our society. It just creates a lot of stress, anxiety, and depression amongst other mental illness within the person that has experienced these traumas. And this is one reason why substance abuse of all kinds, even, sugar, caffeine, this is exactly why it is so prevalent within our society because we're bottling down all of these feelings, thoughts, and experiences that we've had. And we need some way to escape from the pain that we're carrying. We don't want to face it. And society tells us that we have to go through it alone. So we look for ways to escape that feeling of being alone in whatever we're dealing with, when the truth is, you're never really alone. And the way you overcome that feeling of being alone is by connecting to other humans. It's by learning to share your experience, share your truth. That is where true human connection is made, is within deep, meaningful conversations and learning about what each other's experience has been like and learning to have more empathy and compassion for each other's experiences. And that's exactly what I'm trying to create with my electric honeypot project. Yesterday, I had a complete stranger come over to my house, and they were a little nervous at first to talk once I cut the camera on. We were having a great conversation, and then I cut the camera on, and they got a little bit nervous. But it was a really beautiful thing just watching them completely open up and feel more at ease sharing their experience. The more we talked and the more I provided that safe space for them to open up, to feel seen, to feel heard, and to feel supported and validated in the things that they have gone through. Trauma dumping doesn't truly exist. And the people that are uncomfortable with hearing about others' trauma, it usually means that you have things yourself that you are repressing, and you don't want to look at the more difficult points of life because it makes your own ego uncomfortable. But we do not grow by staying in our comfort zones. Difficult conversations have to be had, and no one else's existence is about making you comfortable. Think about the person that has gone through these traumatic experiences. I highly doubt the experience itself was comfortable for them. I know my trauma was not comfortable for me. And then the process of holding in that trauma to make other people comfortable does nothing but cause suffering within the person that has survived the trauma. And I'm a firm believer that having these conversations, making genuine connection to help people feel supported and validated, and to just release it by vocalizing what happened to them. It's a form of acceptance that makes it so much easier to process and release what happened. I know the more that I have talked about my own personal trauma, the easier it has become, the less it begins to affect my mental health. My anxiety has been improving. I still deal with it sometimes. Yes, it's always a process, but it's so much better than it used to be. My fears of people are so much better than they used to be. My depressive episodes, they still happen at times, but it's so much better than it used to be, and I can cope so much better. I'm no longer actively hurting myself or wanting to hurt myself. And all of that has happened because of my ability to learn how to vocalize my experiences despite other people telling me it's not okay to talk about them. And I have made real connections and discovered that I am not alone in the things that I have been carrying, and that there is support out there and that people do care. But without learning to talk about it, I would have never found that. And so with the Electric Honeypot Project, I want to continue to encourage other people to talk about what they've gone through, because all of our stories matter. And how do you find your people? How do you find your support system if you are not willing to talk about the things that you are dealing with? If someone tells you that it is not okay to tell your story, they are not a safe person. They probably don't even deserve to hear your story. In my opinion, it is an absolute honor and privilege to hear about the things that another person has gone through, because for someone to feel safe and comfortable within my energy and within my space to be able to express traumas that they have gone through, that takes so much bravery and courage to be able to vocalize it. And it is just an honor and a privilege to be that space for another person. So I just personally do not understand. I mean, I kind of understand, but that is just not how I feel about the concept of trauma. People that have trauma deserve to have their voices be heard. They deserve to have their stories told and heard if that is what they want. And I am never going to shame another person or tell another person that I don't want to hear about the things that they have gone through, because if that's what they need, that's what I'm going to give them. And I can do this while protecting my own energy as well. You can show empathy for another human being without taking on their own experience, just listening, acknowledging what they went through, and then showing support by being encouraging. Just my thoughts. I'm really excited to post the conversation that I had yesterday. It really helped me believe in myself a little bit more. It was a big confidence boost in myself, because as I've been working on the Electric Honeypot Project, I have been very vulnerable with my shares, but my episodes, there's only been like a little bit of tiptoeing in some really deep stuff. Chris especially shared some deep stuff in his episode, but I really want the Electric Honeypot to dig deep in people sharing their lives and how they are overcoming the things that they have gone through, and providing support for their experiences and, you know, helping other people that may be watching realize that there are other people that have gone through that experience and they're finding the light after experiencing the darkness. And who knows? One conversation could change a person's life forever. I truly believe that. And I mean, even just the conversation I had last night, a complete total shift in my energy and my belief in my gifts and my abilities. And I am so grateful for my friends' courage in opening up and sharing like they did. And I just really feel like it is the beginning of something really beautiful. I have a really good feeling about this project that I'm trying to create. I just want to help others have their stories be told. I just want to help others learn how to love themselves and believe in themselves again after being beaten down by a world that can be extremely cruel. There's magic out there, there's love out there, there's support out there, but you have to be willing to talk about it to find it. Just my thoughts. Well, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, night, week, month, and year. Thank you so much for listening. If you would like to support what I'm doing and the growth of my project, please consider subscribing, liking. Please leave a comment. I would really like to have interaction on my videos. I do read the comments, even the nasty ones that I get sometimes. To those that post those comments, I'm so sorry that you are so miserable inside that you tried to bring others down to make yourself feel better. I hope one day you learn to heal and love yourself and recognize that by hurting other people, you are only hurting yourself further. And if you would like to help support the growth in my project in an even bigger way, helping me out financially, I'm trying to save for a converted Sprinter van, and I would honestly love to have some new microphones, a little bit higher quality. Please consider donating. All of that's down in this description, but just watching this really helps me a lot, and I'm extremely grateful if you are watching this. And I love you so much. Stay curious.